Get ready for the new moon in the sign of Virgo, the Virgin. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. Thank you for joining us. Visit my website at www.readingsbyrosemary.com for more information on how you can get your spiritual consultation or psychic astrology reading from me personally. This new moon gives us the sort of imperative urge to feel that we have to get our spiritual faculties up to speed, because this is a time when this season will be electrifying any kind of spiritual or magical intention that you make at this time, and that's going to enliven your very soul if you can indeed do this right. Now, the new moon in Virgo generates the characteristics of creating healthy habits, but also good daily routines and fundamentals in your magical and spiritual rituals that are imperative. At this time, though, you have to use your logic. So the magic does respond to suggestion, but not so well during a new moon in Virgo. During a new moon in Virgo, one has to be more logical about the application of the science of Kabbalah, which is a form of spiritual science. The annual or solar eclipse does not completely envelop the disk of the sun. This event occurs in the sign of Virgo the Virgin, having the divine tone of I analyze during a new moon, which serves to accentuate the effects of the current North Node in Virgo, with the moon at its apogee, having the result of causing a distancing of emotionality or right brain artistic abilities that are simply in a state of rest at this juncture to enliven the expression of such talents in the months to come. The moon, the sun, and the earth will be completely aligned during this event. Protection of the light of one's spirit will be especially vital during this phase of Luna's current transit through the sign ruled by the planet Mercury, being the nighttime abode of the mercurial qualities of Hermes Trismegistus. Creatures react to this mercurial attribute according to their own gifts of eloquence, intelligence, and also any form of high-minded imagination. Mercury is akin to the Archangel Raphael, the divine physician. He is the god Asclepius to the Romans and the god Asclepius to the Greeks. The traditional translation of the Hippocratic Oath from the Greek language, accomplished by Ludwig Eldenstein, begins, I swear by Apollo, physician, and Asclepius, and Hygeia, and Panacea, and all the gods and goddesses, making them my witnesses, that I will fulfill according to my ability and judgment this oath and this covenant. The Hippocratic Oath then proceeds to ensure the privacy of the patient, as well as the assurances to do no harm to the patient, only applying any treatment or surgical measures for the purpose of healing. And that's very much the daemon or genius of this particular new moon in Virgo phase. The intention is the single most important consideration. The Apostle Paul is associated with the mercurial aspect of Hermes, the scribe of the gods, while the Apostle Luke was a physician, a Greek, and thus a Gentile, known as Luke the Evangelist. Mercurial attributes of God display intelligence, healing, and persuasive communication, and that's the key. Rosicrucian Kabbalah assigns this aspect to the Sephirah of Hod and the god named Elohim Zabaoth, which contains the vision of the light of spirit covered by the two veils of temporary illusory reality. The first and outer veil is corruptible flesh, being the first to dissolve, while the second veil is the soul, taking longer to return to the state of prime matter. The spirit is our body of light and our true self, given from are given to us from the Spirit of God. It's the flame that was passed to us. And this form is the memory by its sojourn on earth, encompassed by mundane 3D reality. Associations of the imaginatively intelligent seeds of the natural sixth house of health, habits, service to others, and daily routines expresses the best aspects of what I like to call your personality matrix, making you into an eternal light that acts as a beacon to a world shrouded in confusion and unbelief. The seeds sown through this Virgo new moonlight carry the information of how to organize in such a way as to create self-organizing as well as self-generating, productive, life-affirming mechanisms. Virgo rules over digestion and the abdomen, which is part of the Sephirah of Tiferet in Kabbalah, which encompasses a portion of the heart chakra in combination with the solar plexus. While Virgo is the nighttime residence of Mercury, the daytime mercurial province is Gemini, which is in association with Geburah and Chesed, and the upper regions of the chest, which include the upper part of the heart chakra. Nevertheless, since our focus here is upon Virgo, the ability to care for the self comes into play, because Virgo often neglects self-care for the purpose of assuring the happiness of others. The engaged Sephirah of Tiferet is the abode of harmony, beauty, and all benevolent emanations of light rays meant to generate life and light to the world. Sixth house preferences for that which is healthy, precise, and disciplined prod you towards getting every nuance in this again, this particular lunar phase to be in its proper order for the purpose of welcoming dignity, meaning, and purpose into your life. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, as the cliche goes. So care must be taken to include vacation time and fun into schedules at this juncture if a healthy lifestyle is indeed your goal. Many adepts choose to live out their lives in the Sephirah of Tiferet for the purpose of building a desire in the heart towards the Creator while serving humanity. The solar logos is the number 666, revealing the secret of the magic square of Sol, or the sun, upon which the country of America was portioned out and built so as to ensure the light of the sun and success to our great country. This was the gift of the Masons, such as George Washington, to these United States of America. To bless your money, simply recite over the script, "In God we trust," that is on your money. Simply use the following prayer affirmation. Quote, "In whom we trust that the spiritual truth shall set us free and the emancipation of the ego." In whom we trust, that is the feminine aspect of God. And she's also known as Mother Mary, or the Shekinah glory. Now this allows you to receive money. Also, one should receive money with the left hand and give money or gifts with the right hand to allow for proper flow of life forth through the body. Because all of this energy actually has to flow through your body in order for it to come into your general sphere of sensation. The angel of the Lord can be used for blocking or projective energies, as well as the archangel of Mercury, who is Raphael, because Mercury rules the sign of Virgo. While the Golden Dawn by Israel Regardie assigns the archangel Raphael to Tiferet, the magician's companion by Bill Whitcomb places the Sephirah, in the Sephirah, it places the archangel who is Michael. He is the seraphim Michael into Tiferet. If you wish to use mercurial and hermetic frequencies to fill the air during ritual, use scents of anise, frankincense, and lavender, which serve to refresh an already enlightened imagination and distill the ego of any impurities or evil inclinations that might be towards things of the temporal, corrupt world. All life on earth is in need of refinement and refreshment, and this is going to only be accomplished through further distillation due to the emanation of angelic energetic frequencies from the planet Mercury that awakens consciousness, enlivens our best character, and invokes us in the light of logic and reason. So it invokes our best selves. It invokes in us and invokes of us and asks of us to be our best selves, our most reasonable and higher selves, and to bring our logic into play. To some, you might want to go ahead and, again, utilize Michael. Others want to utilize Raphael, but for this, Raphael is probably the best bet, but use the one that makes more sense, to your sensibilities. Jesus Christ is a mercurial god to some when applied to Gemini. That's because of the time of year that some people think he was born, and also his mother Mary they apply to Virgo the Virgin, and Blessed Virgin Mary. To some, Jesus Christ is a sun god, and to others he's a lunar deity, while still others see him as a harbinger or even an enforcer of very strict Saturnian or Saturnine laws. This is the realm of putting things right and in order so you can flourish within the frequencies of the things that are most important to you, such as when God commanded his son Jesus Christ to forfeit himself for the sins of us all, so that we are washed clean by the sacred gifts of Christ's holy blood and body. The divine messenger, which is the planet Mercury, corresponds to the Hebrew letter Beth, while the zodiac sign of Virgo is assigned to the path of Yod in Kabbalah, where the secret seed is found traversing between the Sephirot of Chesed and Tiferet among the 10 Sephirot, which are the various attributes of God. Yod is the 20th path on the 32 paths of wisdom found in Kabbalah. The choir of angels, known as the Beni Elohim, are found in the mercurial Sephirah of Hod, which are capable of divulging scientific messages brought from God's abode in the heavens to help mankind on earth. Beni Elohim means sons of God, and thus we see that to be a son of God is possible for everyone, especially when utilizing logic and applied natural sciences to attain what is natural and also above nature. Indeed, Kabbalah is such a science allowing the merger of what is spiritual and what is mundane to bring forward a new eon of understanding, and that's precisely because of this attribute of being a son of God, that some adepts place the Archangel Michael in the Sephirah of Hod, while others, again, place the Archangel Raphael into the Sephirah because of the air attributes found here. Again, choose which Archangel carries the sensations that you want to project out into your sphere of sensation. So whether it's the Archangel Raphael, who's a divine physician, much like the physician Luke, the evangelist, or whether it's the Archangel of the Seraphim Michael, who is the beloved of God. If you study your Hebrew letters, you'll understand that Yod means hand, which includes the wrist, as well as further up on the arm, all the way up to the elbow, really. And that was what was offered to mankind, but Jesus Christ offered up to mankind for his redemption by the nailing of corrupted flesh to a tree through the strictness of God's laws, which man can never hope to live up to, lest any man should boast. We read in Ephesians 2:9-10, not of works, that no man may glory, for we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus in good works, which God hath prepared that we should walk in them. The flesh dies first, and even the sun or soul burns out in its due time, but the spirit, conditioned by ordeals performed by the Magus in submission to God, exists eternally in a world not comprehended by the darkness of the human mind, trapped in subjective experience. The Archangel Gabriel can be used for receptive invocations into one's self, or invocations or evocations into one's sphere of sensation during this moon phase if the Magus wishes to test his or her own ability to overcome and or conquer the forces within the self, which prove to be full of paranoia, born of striving towards corporeal perfectionism rather than spiritual enlightenment. The Zodiac Angel is Hamaliel and expressly used for the astrological sign of Virgo the Virgin. Virgo the Virgin it's a logical, service to other, methodical, and meticulous sign resulting from water of earth frequencies, or described as the water angel of the earth realm. The new moon ingresses the sign of Virgo the Virgin. The new moon ingresses the sign of Virgo, plants seeds of precise logic towards a discipline to produce schedules that serve to organize one's life and the lives of those cared for, which may be used during either the invocation or evocation of logic, analysis, statistical improvement, and precision gotten via the use of magical technological skills for the induction of magical currents that, when applied with industry and cold, hard facts, will ultimately result in a meticulously methodical, reliable outcome. The inner worlds of the Magus, as well as his or her own true will and authority over herself or himself, are the highest of the highest and most profound magnitude at this time, at this new moon in Virgo phase. The new moon is can be utilized for the angel of the Lord. Again, that brings to light, it brings light into the darkness of the new moon, revealing the seeds of discipline, organization, and logical invention granted to the inhabitants of the realm of the natural, sixth house of health, habits, and daily disciplines in the sign of Virgo. Again, the Zodiac Angel being Hamaliel. For the astrological angelic magic invocations, the evocation for new moon in Virgo, planetary archangel correspondences, the projective or blocking planetary angel, the new moon, angel of the Lord. You can use lotus. You can use lotus is really the incense or the oil that you can use. You can also use the Hebrew letter Shin, or the Psalm 119 verses 161 to 168. You may also add Psalm 34:8 for cunning of the wise angelic emanations of the Hebrew letter Teth, meaning snake, that appears above this verse, whose zodiac angel is Virtual, to strike at the heart of the enemy of God, who is Hasatan. Receptive planetary angel that you can use the new moon is Gabriel, and that is the amber resin. Is the incense you should probably use. The Hebrew letter being Gimel, the Psalm 119 verses 17 to 24. You may also add Psalm 34:3 for salvation from the Akkadian god Sin, using the receptive angelic emanation of the Hebrew letter Gimel, meaning camel, that appears above this verse, whose planetary angel is Gabriel, who rules over the changeable moon. And a lot of people feel that they can, at this point, ridicule the Magus into stopping doing what he or she is doing. If you're being ridiculed, that means someone is intensely jealous, and that means you're doing something really good and valuable that they want to suppress you. So if you're being ridiculed, and you're being ridiculed with quite a lot of vehemence, that means you should do what? Do more of it. Because that means you're doing something right. And so the more ridicule, the more you should do it. All right? Ridicule is just a way to try to suppress you. Who cares? Nobody cares. And the more they ridicule, the more they look bad, not you. Okay? All right. So, for the zodiac angel correspondences, Virgo, for the sign Virgo, the zodiac angel Hamaliel should be used, and the tribe of Naphtali. That's the popular association. You should use the scent of patchouli, myrrh, lavender, peppermint, storax, or desert sage. Nutmeg is another one you can use. Now, the gem you should use is sapphire, the Hebrew letter Yud, and Psalm 119, verses 73 to 80. Genesis 49 to 21. The tribe of Naphtali, or Naphtali correspondence, while some Magi used the tribe of Gad for Virgo's zodiacal association is found in Genesis 49:19. Another tribe often attributed to Virgo is Benjamin, as seen in Genesis 49:27. Even so, still others assign the tribe of Manasseh, which we read about in Genesis chapter 48. For the tribe of Naphtali, or Naphtali Popular Association, recite Genesis 49:21. The Douay-Rheims Bible, Naphtali, a heart let loose and giving words of beauty. The adept should use the tribe of Israel correspondence that best represents his or her expression of mutable earth for the invocation or evocation of the Zodiac Angel of Virgo, who is Hamaliel. Calls to the angelic realms should fill the adept's sphere of sensation with a desired goal. This attribute is more important than following any prescribed instruction. The tradition provides necessary as well as welcome structure to any system of Rosicrucian high magic performed. The general biblical protection rite, which may be used at any time, Romans 6:22-23. But now, being made free from sin and become servants to God, you have your fruit unto sanctification, and the end life everlasting. For the wages of sin is death, but the grace of God life everlasting in Christ Jesus your Lord. Remember that words have the power to heal as sure as any other form of medicinal elixir, tincture, or treatment. Attain the immortal universal soul by fulfilling the needs of the other with the highest good possible at every moment of choice, and watch all other facets of your life bear fruit, such as the tree of life, most often associated with an olive tree, which is an actual constellation found in the heavens mentioned in the book of Revelation 22:2. In the midst of the tree thereof, and on both sides of the river, was the tree of life, bearing 12 fruits, yielding its fruits every month, and the leaves of the tree were for the healing of nations. A disclaimer is in order here. High magic can be dangerous. This is intended exclusively for entertainment purposes. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. Join us again next time.